We're back.
Back again.
Is it 5 o'clock?
It's 5 o'clock.
Is it 5 o'clock?
It's 5 o'clock.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa rahmatullahi
Wa barakatuh.
My name's Junaid Rahim.
And I'm Muhammad Yusuf Bashful.
We're affectionately known as
The Two White Muslims.
Now we're reliably informed there's three very good reasons for that. Reason number one.
Well, there are two of us.
Reason number two.
We're both white.
Most importantly, reason number three.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. We're both
Muslim.
Alhamdulillah. And proud to be
And proud to be so.
Alhamdulillah.
Well, especially during this amazing month.
Blessed month.
Ramadan Mubarak to everybody that's watching and
Ramadan
listening.
Kareem, indeed.
Wow.
Indeed, to all our watchers and listeners.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. I hope you're having a great day. You've got one Ramadan, one fast out of the way.
Absolutely.
One fast done.
Yes, so congratulations on
Well
completing your first fast.
Junaid, you survived. Congratulations.
Well done.
Well
Well done. Oh, well done. Brilliant.
And do you know
did
what?
it.
Do you know what? We're here, where we are at the moment, here, we've got about 2.25 hours left of this fast.
Yes.
And then we'll have done number 2. Alhamdulillah.
2 down.
Well
wow.
done. Well
and
done.
feeling fantastic,
Oh,
I have to say.
You know, people are joining us.
Hey,
People
look
are
at this.
saying salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nice of you. Oh, look at
Oh,
that.
look at that. We've got somebody's giving us some flowers. That's incredible. Wow, thank you very much indeed. Now, today, we promised you we were going to talk about a reset button for your deen.
Yes.
Just before we do that,
There's something more important.
there's something essential to discuss first. And that is, sometimes people ask us, why are we called the two white Muslims? Now, we know that there's those three very, very good reasons. But some people have an issue with the term white. And we just explain, well, first of all, it's not a name that we chose, it's one that was given to us.
We didn't choose this name.
We find ourselves travelling all over the UK and now all over the world. And when we do, we find a mosque, we go into the mosque, we get to know people, we talk to people, we just want to get to know other Muslims and speak to other Muslims and share this amazing, beautiful, perfect religion of Islam.
Yep.
And when we go into these mosques and we go there to pray and to meet other people, when we go back, we'll hear people saying, oh, you'll never guess who we've had in.
Who?
Well, we've only had Junaid and Yusuf.
Who?
You know Junaid and Yusuf?
No.
Junaid and Yusuf. You know, the two white Muslims.
Oh, yeah.
Got a Muslim here. Shabash. And then all of a sudden, you see the recognition across people's faces. And so we just kind of kept it. It lives with us. So we are the two white Muslims.
Alhamdulillah.
And we said we were going to discuss the reset button for your deen.
You know, we've just had somebody give us salam from Algeria.
From Algeria?
How cool is
Wow. I nearly said I don't know what Algerian is for Walaikum Assalam, but I'm guessing it's Walaikum Assalam. And funny enough, tomorrow we're going to be talking about unity.
Yes.
Tomorrow we're going to be talking about unity, and this is one part of it, that no matter where you go in the world, you find a Muslim and you say Assalamu alaikum, you will get a
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah
wa barakatuh.
wa barakatuh.
And then they'll do anything they can to befriend you, to help you.
Yep.
It's this brotherhood, this sisterhood within humanity, within Islam is amazing. We're going to talk about that tomorrow.
I love being Muslim.
I love being Muslim.
I've loved it now. I'm a new Muslim.
Yes.
As we said yesterday.
How long have you been a new Muslim?
I've been a new Muslim now for nearly 30 years.
I'm also a new Muslim.
Alhamdulillah. And how long have you been a new Muslim
It's
for?
now approaching 20 years.
Wow.
Extraordinary. But we love the term new Muslim because
Yeah, we do.
we're learning every single day.
Yes, we are.
And as we learn, I don't know about you, I get more excited. In the first few months, I have to say, as I was learning, I was thinking, oh, there's so much to know. And now as I'm learning, I'm thinking, great, there's so much to know. And it just gets better and better and better.
But you know, I was rather fearing that at my age, Yeah, if I have to learn something new, it means that I have to forget something already.
Yes, it pushes something else out.
My RAM is full.
Yes.
Yeah, so my memory is completely full.
Yes.
Yeah, but nevertheless, Allah has made this deen easy.
Absolutely.
Allah has made this deen perfect.
Perfection.
Allah has made this deen beautiful.
Yes.
And if you just stick to the simple facts.
Yep.
Yeah, and stick to the simple tasks that you have to stick to as a Muslim.
Yes.
This deen's really easy.
It's so
really
simple.
straightforward. And it has to be that way, because if it's not simple,
We don't understand. It's so true. It's so true. So we promised you the reset button for your deen. Do you know what the reset button for your deen is?
go on.
Ramadan.
Alhamdulillah.
Ramadan is the reset button for your deen. We discussed this.
Why do you call it a reset button?
Well,
mate?
it's the weirdest thing, because throughout the year you do everything you can to commune with Allah, to be at one with your Creator, but you just don't realise the little habits that you creep into, or
Right.
the things that you start doing without thinking, or the people that you're around, or the conversations that you're around, or the things that you're around, and you just don't notice. You try to block it out, but it kind of just gets through, and then all of a sudden we get to Ramadan and we go, right, my total focus is going to be on the Creator. My total focus is going to be on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one of the ways that Allah has given us to help that is we stop eating and we stop drinking.
Yeah.
Well, before I was Muslim, I just think, so is that it then? So Ramadan is it's 30 days
Is that all?
where you don't drink and you don't eat. And
What's the point in that?
then when I became Muslim, I kind of went, so Ramadan, is it just kind of, oh, somebody say, which nationality? We're both British, we're both from the UK, although we do find ourselves in Malaysia
at the moment.
Extraordinary. So we're in an air-conditioned office, but when we walk outside, it's 38 degrees. Wow.
Alhamdulillah.
But I remember when I became Muslim, so I said, so you just don't eat and don't drink, is that it? And the beautiful Muslims that I knew at the time and that were helping me just went, you'll see. Because the fact is, what actually happens is you want to give up these little habits. You want to stop these imperfections. You want to move yourself and distance yourself from certain things that happen out in the world. And when you stop eating and you stop drinking and you become more focused, more God conscious, you kind of start noticing things. And I remember that very first Ramadan, driving into work and seeing a billboard and thinking, oh, I don't want to. The image was kind of rude. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I want to see that.
You don't need it.
I didn't have children at the time, but I remember thinking, when I have children, I don't want them seeing such things. The billboard was there the day before.
Yeah.
It was there the day before, but I hadn't noticed.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, you start seeing what you're surrounded by, what affects you, what affects your family, what affects your children, what affects your friends, your neighbours. And it's incredible. You start hearing the conversations at work and thinking, I don't want to be a part of that. And so it's kind of like
Allah has said in the Quran.
Yes.
We have ordained fasting for you.
Yes.
As we did for those before you.
Yep.
So the Jews and the Christian traditions have fasts. They're supposed to fast as well.
It's nothing new.
Nope. So we've ordained fasting for you so that you may obtain taqwa.
And taqwa is?
It's consciousness.
God consciousness.
Allah. It's
God
to be
consciousness.
aware, constantly aware of Allah. And to do, every time you do a good deed in Ramadan, what happens?
It's magnified. The reward for that is
multiplied.
magnified.
Multiplied. Alhamdulillah.
Brilliant.
And it's known by all Muslims that the shaitan, the devil,
Yes.
the shaitan are chained in Ramadan. They're locked away.
Mm-hmm.
So, Junaid,
There's good news and bad news.
there's good news and bad news. The good news is that the shaitans are locked away and they can't come and hurt you.
Yes.
The bad news is that any sins that you do, it's your fault.
No one else to blame but
You
yourself.
have nobody else but yourself to blame.
So we
Entirely you. We've had a question come
Oh,
in.
sorry.
We had a question that came in and said, how did you feel after converting to Islam?
Wow. Great
Now, that's
question.
a huge question.
Great question. I can't forget reset button for your dean. We'll be back to that in a
We'll be
second.
back to that in a second.
How did I feel? Well, first of all, are you wanting to leap straight in? Because I can tell you, the second I converted, I remember taking my Shahada and it being like a glow. Everything just got a little bit brighter, and there was a physical manifestation, and almost like a glow, and it was really rather extraordinary. And that hasn't left.
Islam for mankind has given us the ayat in the Quran that says, "Oh, you who believe,
There we go.
ayyuhalladhina amanu." Observing the fast is prescribed for you as it was before. Yeah, exactly.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Thanks for that.
But I genuinely
That was
remember.
Islam for mankind.
Lovely, thank you so much. I do remember that moment. I actually remember that moment. And after that, just seeing things in a whole different light. We talk so often about. I was formerly a Christian, born Church of England, raised Church of England. Yet I know more about Christianity since converting to Islam than I did before.
I was born and raised as a Roman Catholic.
You were a fully fledged member of the
I went
God's
to
Squad.
Catholic schools. I went to church every Sunday. I was an altar boy. My uncle was a parish priest. I was very, very much a fully fledged member of the God Squad in the Roman Catholic Church.
Yes.
Okay. But I now know more about Christianity. I now know more about the prophets that I was taught about in my youth and my
so weird.
early years. I know more about them now from an Islamic perspective than I did from a Christian perspective.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Islam is so cool.
Yeah.
It teaches you things that we never got shown before, and it puts it into context. It puts it into
That's the
perspective.
thing, and it puts it into a context, and it gives you a timeline of all the prophets with our beloved Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, being the final prophet, but of a long line.
Look at this. You see what Islam does? Islam makes British people cheery and funny.
And you can't say more than that. You can't say more than that.
Alhamdulillah.
You can't say more than that. Thank you so much.
Alhamdulillah.
But it does. It puts all of this into a timeline and an understandable timeline.
Yeah.
Because I used to think, well, okay, yeah, and Adam. So who was Adam then? Noah. So what? If we've got Jesus, why do we have Noah and John the Baptist and Job and Lot and James?
Who's this Moses guy?
Who's this Moses guy?
What did he do?
What's all this? And then one day, somebody put Islam in front of me. It's like, oh, so they were all prophets. All prophets, all amazing, beautiful, wonderful people who brought this message of Islam, and it was reinforced by our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you just think, I get it.
Got it.
I get it.
Got it.
We're going to have to do your little, how did it feel when you...
when I became Muslim.
Yes, we'll have to do that very, very quickly.
We'll have to do that very, very quickly because we're running out of time.
We are, and I just want to do the reset button for your dean.
Okay. So, of course, the tie. The third member
of the two white Muslims team is watching.
Look
Look
at
at
the
that.
UK, alhamdulillah.
Love you, Kosa. Assalamu alaikum. So, how did it feel when you became Muslim?
How did it feel? It felt almost like a relief.
Yes.
A feeling, a sensation of relief.
Yeah.
It was a sensation of finally, I understand my position here.
Yes.
I understand my purpose. I understand what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
And finally, it all makes a lot of sense. And it never made sense before, but now it does. And when I had that feeling of relief, it was like tension being lifted off me.
Joy.
And it was a really, really enjoyable and satisfying feeling that I have to say that I've had now for the last nearly 30 years.
It doesn't leave you. That's the
go.
thing. It doesn't go. It's the weirdest thing. It does not leave you. It's extraordinary.
Junaid, 1 minute left.
1 minute.
Reset button.
Reset button for your dean. Ramadan is the reset button for your dean. We get into these habits, these things that we don't realise. We're confronted by things. We kind of accept things that maybe make it a little bit uncomfortable. And then in Ramadan, when we're not drinking and when we're not eating, it gives us a focus, this God consciousness. We're now focused back on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, on our creator. And every second of every minute of every hour of every day of this incredible month, we're just more focused on Allah.
Yep.
We start noticing the things that in the past maybe have got past us. And so any bad habits that we'd picked up, where we use bad words or bad language, or we say naughty things
Oh,
about
you've got
people.
lots of those.
Oh, I unfortunately have. I know, this is it.
It's okay.
Not during Ramadan.
I was talking to myself.
Not during Ramadan, because Ramadan is like the reset button for your deen. You get to wipe the slate clean again and start a new year afresh. And so you spend 30 days creating good habits, 30 days creating the habits that you want to emulate, the people that you want to copy, the people that you want to be part of and join with. You get to emulate those, and you get to create those habits over 30 days. And they do say it takes 21 days to unlearn and then relearn and create a brand new habit. We have 30. We have 30.
Yusuf and Junaid, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you abundantly for all the good work that you do. That's from our beloved Kosatar.
Alhamdulillah. Bless you.
Alhamdulillah.
And the next person say, do you pray 5 times a day?
Yes.
Let you answer that one. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I haven't missed a prayer for more years than I can possibly remember. And I pray on time. Not in time, I pray on time. And like I said, it's an absolute blessing.
He's better than me.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. And people say, "Oh, do you have to pray 5 times a day?" Well, yes, you do. Yeah, well, yes, you do.
Yes,
you do. But actually, you don't have to do anything.
You get to do things.
Sorry,
we were just looking at a black screen for a second. We were, oh dear. So, as we say, the reset button for your deen is Ramadan. It allows us to wipe the slate clean again, and for another year, hopefully create the good habits that we want to carry on for the next month, the next month, the next month. Then we get to Ramadan again, inshallah, and we just find, some of those have crept back in. Reset button for the deen. Here we go again.
Yep.
So take this time to reset that button, reset the button on your deen, get back to being the person you want to be, and just enjoy.
Islam is a religion of love and peace.
Yes.
And alhamdulillah, we're getting lots of messages through saying Allah bless you.
Yes.
Allah,
and
alhamdulillah.
You.
You also.
And you also.
You know, the thing is that we're all on the same journey here. Yeah, we live our lives, and we live our lives in the best way that we can on our journey back to Allah. And that's where we're all going. You're back to Allah. And the religion, the beautiful religion of Islam, is like a pathway.
Yes.
And it leads us back to Allah. And hopefully we get back there without becoming toast. None of us want to be shown the hellfire.
Very true.
Horrible.
Don't like the smell of sulphur.
Don't like it at all. I mean, charred. Oh, no.
No, let's not go there. Let's not go there. The fact is, our time is at an end. Our time's at an end. You can find us if you go on YouTube and search 2 White Muslims. That's
TWO.
White Muslims, TWO White Muslims, 2 White Muslims. You'll find us on YouTube. Do you know we've got a little celebration? We put up our 150th video yesterday. So we'll be adding to that today. We add to them on a regular basis. If you're enjoying what you see and you want to see some more, go to YouTube, 2 White Muslims.
Check out our YouTube channel. Don't forget, while you're there, it's illegal not to subscribe.
You must subscribe.
You have to subscribe.
You have to subscribe.
Have to.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost anything.
Click.
It doesn't commit you to anything.
No.
It doesn't cause premature death.
We're not to be held on that one.
No.
We're not going to be held on that one.
Careful.
But as far as we know. So for now, we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to talk about unity tomorrow. Remember, reset button for your deen. Reset button. Enjoy it. Enjoy every second. This isn't a challenge. It's a blessing. We'll see you again tomorrow.
May Allah bless all of us in this beautiful deen. And thanks for sharing this with us.
Yes.
We'll be back tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum
wa rahmatullahi
wa barakatuh.